Here we are in Northern California. We're out doing a little bit of gold prospecting. You can see that got this nice little embankment here, and you can see there's different layers of gravel. What I've been doing is coming out here, and I'll do the best I can here to kind of chipping this away, taking that nice little dirt that I'm knocking down there, throwing it in my classifier, classifying that out. I just use a 1/4 inch because I don't know, it's just simple that way. Some people do more, but I find that anything that go through my sluice fit will fit through a 1/4 inch. So I'm gonna take my bucket, and I usually do a lot more in my bucket, but here's my mining partner. He's the only one that won't tell anybody where my secret spot is. So he's the only one I trust. And I do apologize for kind of the shaky video and everything, that it's kind of hard to shoot video and talk, but I got a couple friends that told me, hey, why don't you put up a video so we can see kind of what you're doing. So anyways, I take my bucket right down to the river, and again, we're just outside of Sacramento, about, I'm not going to tell you exactly how far, but it's like, you know, an hour or something like that. So down here, this is where I got my sluice set up. You can see I just put it next to my 5-gallon bucket. I just use this little guy here. It works pretty well. I'm not too serious about this. You know, if I get an ounce or so in the summer, I'm doing pretty good, and I'm out here most weekends, so as you can tell, it's really not that much money. But you know, hey, you can find some good money, and my family's been coming to this same area here for many years, and you know, I just got this little sluice, you know, not too long ago. This is just a little guy. Anyways, as you see, you got to get the right angle set up there. You got to get the right water flow coming in. You kind of divert the stream as it comes across here, so it goes in just right, comes across there. Actually, it's probably a little bit more water here than what I really like to do, but you know, I just kind of set up real quick and thought, hey, I'll run a little video and kind of show you what's going on. So that's where I'm at. Anyways, as I go about this, and usually I can kind of get through a little bit quicker, but you just take that, go nice and easy, and you can see as it crosses across, so that's a little more dirt there. You can see it clears out pretty quick, and I like to take my time because I got some bigger riffles sitting right there. Most of the gold's going to be kind of up in this area here, ain't right at the top anyways, I mean, but I like to kind of let these clear out down here a little bit. That way I know that I'm not missing anything, and very rarely am I finding any gold down in this lower section here. So I'm just keeping it nice and simple, running that dirt through there, you know, about that pace. I'm not too concerned about getting everything. I'm not trying to do a perfect job or anything. I'm just out here to have fun, get me some gas money to pay for me to come out here next weekend. So occasionally I'll find some little nuggets, and they're gonna be, you know, that size there. You know, there's some nice little pieces. I had one piece that was big enough that made a nice little, my wife had a jeweler make a little ring out of it. It looks really nice. I should make a video and show that to you sometime. So anyways, after we get all done and I go to clean that out there, what I do, I just toss it in the pan that through there, and you know, just work it. I've already worked this obviously, but you can see there's some there's a little bit of color there. Again, I'm not too serious. I'm not sure if you can see that there, but you know, I'm just out here to have a good time outside of Sacramento, and it's just kind of a nice day out here in June, and that's kind of where I'm at. I'll show you what if I can see it here. There's my vial from last weekend. I just put, I mean, it's just some little specks, and you can see, you know, it's some smaller pieces and whatnot there, and you know, it's a good hobby, and I encourage everybody to do it. Be safe, have fun with it, you know, just good time to get out in nature, you know. That's just kind of the way I look at it. So anyways, there's my sluice set up there. Really, I mean, you gotta really look at the angle there. You gotta find a spot where you're not bothering anybody, you know. You hate to do too much where you're hurting the fish, and that's just kind of a nice little hobby. So anyways, thanks for watching. I hope that you learned something, and I hope you all have a good time enjoying nature and be safe.